I'm drinking from a tall glass of peanut stout. That's right, not a peanut butter stout, but a peanut stout. It's a unique brew by a local brewery that just takes brewing to the next level. They come up with unique things. They tell you the story behind why they do certain things and why they made certain decisions. They take a beer, say a peanut butter stout, that's been done to death at this point, and then they decide, we're going to take that butter part out. Ever had a peanut stout? There might be one out there somewhere. But this is my first attempt at a peanut stout. And I have to say, it's different. You know what I enjoyed about getting this glass of beer? I enjoyed learning about it before I purchased it. I enjoyed knowing what I was about to get, to sip, to taste. Knowing that beyond just the alcohol content, there was something unique about this, or at least an attempt for there's something unique. The people who created this beer, this peanut stout, they had a particular passion. A passion to make the peanut come out more than the butter. And so they decided to take out the butter altogether. Now this beer, whether you like it or you hate it, is different. And I enjoyed making the decision to buy it. What does this have to do with anything? Well, I happen to be on the internet for the last week or so, 2 weeks, and I was just scouring, looking for reviews for the Hi-Fi Man HE1000 version 2 headphones, and I kept running into a problem. The problem was nobody was really doing a review. I mean, not a real review, not what I would call a review. And maybe I'm being pretentious. Fine. Maybe I am pretentious. But I think that people who are spending money, whether it's $10 or $3,000, should know what they're getting into, what they're buying, what they're about to get. Because the biggest disappointment in life is obviously when you expect more than what you actually get. Not because the person telling you misled you, but because you simply didn't have all the information. And then you just kind of kick yourself in the butt. Because it wasn't the other person's fault. It was your fault. In this particular instance, it can't be your fault. It's not your fault if you make a decision to buy, say, the HE1000s or a monoprice headphone, and there's no real review out there for you. You do the best you can, but you only have so much time. You go towards review pages that seem legitimate, and you go off of what they say. You look at a number scheme, a 9 out of 10, an 8.3 user rating. And that's Charlie in the background scratching himself like crazy for some strange reason. We'll let him pass. He's almost like Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, except a dog. Jingle bells. I'm wearing the DT1770s on my head. There's no music coming. I haven't played any music for the last 20 minutes. I'm just sitting here. The reason is because I want to be able to tell you how comfortable these headphones are. Just have them sitting on my head, wearing them, punishing my face because of the incredible clamping force. And I can tell you right now that over 20 minutes with no music playing and sitting in a, fairly cool room, about 70 degrees, my ears are getting hot. They're getting warm. Now ask yourself, is that a fact that you might want to know about? Is that a factoid that might interest you, that might compel you in one way or another to buy or not buy these pair of headphones? Isn't it important for you to know this sort of stuff, the nitty-gritty, the information that, isn't out there? Is it? Now, before I started this video, I typed in DT1770 into YouTube. And a bunch of videos came on, and some were short, some were long, and I knew most of them because I had watched most of them. And how much time did any of those reviewers spend about the discomfiture of these headphones, the warmth of these headphones? I mean, the temperature warmth, the physical warmth. Well, if they even bothered to talk about it, it was just momentary. It was a passing glance, because they had to get through the review and they had to move on to the next better thing. That's a big problem with reviewers in general. Now, I'm going to refrain from talking about certain reviewers on YouTube because I happen to like them. I like their videos. I have no personal or professional relationship with those individuals at all. They don't even know that I exist. So my emphasis instead will be more towards bigger companies, like Sound Guys, what you see here. This is their review on the Monolith M1060s. These pair of headphones have been out for years. And Sound Guys have had plenty of time to do something with their review. That's it. It's short blurbs. It doesn't tell you anything important about the headphones. You don't really know what you're getting. Now, what people do typically, at least what I do, is I skip past all of this nonsense and just get to the comments. And unfortunately here, there are only 2 comments. Now, let's say you're in the market for a new pair of headphones, but whether it's the M1060s or something else, and you come across a web page like this. It looks very legitimate, and it probably is. And these people seem to be knowledgeable, and they probably are. How can you make a logical decision whether you should buy this pair of headphones based upon such a short and half-baked and really lazy review? Here, listen to these songs. Why? I don't have the headphones to listen to them with. That's why I'm trying to read your review. The conclusion. Well, thank you, but can you tell me what's really important about these headphones other than just the regular stuff that everybody else is talking about? Or how about the Hi-Fi Man HE1000? This is by a company named Audio Advice. Their video on this $3,500 pair of headphones is 4 minutes 24 seconds. I don't know whether they've made any other videos. I don't know if they've had any other reviews because I've looked for it and I can't find it. When you're about to plonk down $3,500, you expect to be wowed with a reviewer's, review. But you people don't have $3,500 to put down. I don't have $3,500 to put down. How about $2,400 instead? These $2,400 headphones, whatever they are, I assume that they're something. The second version of the HE1000s. Nice. $2,400 on Amazon, and this guy, who I don't know anything about, spends 11 minutes on it, and he never comes back. Never comes back to these pair of headphones. 11 minutes he does the unboxing, 11 minutes he tells you the marketing blurb because he read it on their website and he wanted to fill his channel, and 11 minutes for just putting his headphones on and telling you how wonderful or terrible they sound within just the little bit of time that he spends on them. What a shame. Or how about these? The ubiquitous Sony WH-1000X Mark IIIs. It just rolls off your tongue, right? It's a name that you would give to a child. The M1000, the 1000X M3s, they're a good pair of headphones. I have them. I enjoy them very much. But the problem is, who spends more than 5 minutes reviewing these headphones? Not many. Now, yes, you could go to Target and try these on. If you're brave enough, how many people have tried them on before you? How many of those individuals have some sort of weird ear disease that you may pick up by putting these headphones on? How do you know if these headphones are really even, the ones in Target or Best Buy, are they even in any real shape to be listened to? Are the drivers still functioning the way they're supposed to? And can you really enjoy the music coming from them when you're in that noisy place like Best Buy, where all the TVs are running all the time, or Target, where everybody is yelling because their children just can't shut up? This is Mr. Mobile, Michael Fisher. I like his videos. I think he's very entertaining. I think he is generally pretty informative. But in this instance, when we're talking about this headphone, I don't think 5 minutes really is sufficient. It can't be. Because in 5 minutes you can't unbox, you can't discuss the pros and the cons, and you really cannot give a thorough review. Another one, by CNET, of all places. CNET, now we're moving up in the world. One of the biggest review companies online. And they spent 2 minutes and 47 seconds on this. Wow. And then how about this? One of our favorite. DJI Osmo. Fine. Gimbal. You may not be interested in it. But Digital Rev TV. You're interested in them. You've probably run across some of their stuff. Digital Rev, well, at least when Kai was involved, was spectacular. Entertaining, informative, and yet, when you're about to plonk down $1,000 worth of camera gear, you get 6 minutes and 44 seconds of a review. And that includes all the shenanigans that Kai W does throughout his videos. Why is this important? Well, because I'm getting a little fed up. Well, I am actually fed up. I'm at my limit. I can't take it anymore. I can't be disappointed anymore. I had such high expectations of people who review things for a living. That's how they earn their bread and butter. That's how they get their $10,000 checks every month from YouTube. I expect so much better from them. Don't you? Why is it that these types of channels, these reviewers, simply can't devote the time necessary for a product? Now, I can't fathom why they do it. I can suspect, I can guess, I can conjecture. And my conjecture is because they need to move on to the next one. Because the more videos they make, the more money will come in from ads. Because the more clicks they get, the more exposure they will have. It's a sad state of affairs. It means disrespect for you as the consumer and disrespect for the money that you're about to spend. It's half-hearted, half-assed, and frankly, it's just untrustworthy. Now, all these channels I've talked about, I don't know of any one of them that has committed some sort of egregiousness against anyone. They haven't scammed anyone. They haven't taken somebody's money without letting the other person know. No, this is different. This is just, as I said, disappointing. These reviewers, the ones that always pop up on YouTube, and even on Google because Google owns YouTube, these reviewers are the first things that you watch, and sometimes they're the last. If you're in the market to buy something and you watch 2 or 3 of these types of videos, you think that's all there is to it, and you put down your money. And then you get a product, and maybe you're very impressed with what you get. Maybe you're not very impressed with what you get. But you should have the opportunity to know everything. We live in the 21st century where information is everywhere. The internet is ubiquitous. It is in your cell phone. It is on your computer. It is, in fact, in your shoes now if you have a Nike shoes and a little transponder. It's all things to everyone. And yet, the more the internet becomes big, the bigger it gets. It seems like the more narrow the information packets, the less information you actually can get. It's people just repeating the same thing over and over again. Why do I say that? Because this video, Audio Vice, I've watched half of this video before I turned it off out of disgust. Because this guy here, he was talking about the marketing on Hi-Fi Man's website, just reading off verbatim. And I thought to myself, where's the review? Why is he telling me things that I could find out quite easily by the manufacturer's website? And it's the same problem with most of the other channels here that I've showed you. All these other reviews. They tell you what the companies that are trying to sell these products want you to know. They want to sell you something. You don't get to hear what you need to know. This particular review isn't going anywhere other than to just kind of point these things out. And maybe you're not interested at all. That's perfectly understandable. It's been 15 minutes now, and you may have gotten bored. And if you haven't, congratulations. There is no prize, but thank you. Except to say, I have had the DT1770s on my head for about 30 minutes now. And they're still uncomfortable. And my ears are getting warm because they just make my ears warm. And You needed to know that. You needed to know that these headphones, when I'm not playing any music, I'm just sitting here talking to you with these headphones on, these headphones are still uncomfortable.